Well, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning in to KT Garage. This is part 17 of the Humvee Warthog project. I have a full day ahead of me. I had a lot of things I want to get done today. First, I'm going to finish up the roof railing system. I'm going to start putting those 4 nuts on there so I can mount the top mount piece on top. Besides, I wasn't very happy with the way it looks. I'm going to make a couple of corrections. I'll tell you what that is a little bit later on in the day. And then I'm just gonna start filling in the rest of the holes where I didn't completely weld before I grind it. So this is gonna be another grinding pass after I put in all the filler holes in it. So and then we'll see what else I want to do. Maybe I'm gonna work on the interior a little bit and finish up the cup holders, little things here and there. There's gonna be quite a few things I need to get done before starting to do the detailed body work. So let's get my day started. Okay, so I went ahead and cut 4 holes. I used the plasma cutter and cut it real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'll use this magnet right here just so the nut is flush on a magnet. Now I'm going to flip upside down and put it in the hole just like that. So now that you know that it's nice and flush, I'm just going to put a couple of tack welds on here on both sides to make sure it stays in, and then I'm going to completely weld it in. So this is what the rough weld look like. You can see smoke still coming out of that hole. So it still works fine. If I try this bolt on right now, you can see it fits right in. Not too bad. Now it becomes a little resistance when I get down too far. That's all right. I'm gonna run through with a tap to make sure everything's cleaned out, but there's no weld splatter get in, that's for sure. So we're good. I'm gonna grind that down. Well, here it is. I ground the 4 corners. You can see I put mounting points on 4 corners, and they look really good after being grinded down. Now you can see on this side I ran it through with a tap. Just make sure I clean out all the debris and whatever that fell in there. Now this hole already done, so you can see it's gonna fit really well with the bolt. There it is. So I'm gonna leave the bolt in just to keep debris away from the thread, just for now while I'm building the truck. So now that I'm done with this, I'm gonna move on to something else. Alright guys, so I'm going to make a slight modification to the gun mount because I really don't like the way it looks like that. It's just way too busy with all the edges. So let me walk over to this side. I'll show you my idea. Get on top a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill this piece in. So I'm just going to take the edges out of it. I've been cutting these cardboard to fit in, so I'm gonna fill this in, same thing on the other side, just to make it a little more refined so it's not so edgy. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this and then weld it in. Right, so I try to conserve materials. I don't want to be wasting any. So these are scrap pieces that you can see. I've been making several cuts, so I need 2 of each, so I just put all of this in there. I'm gonna use a plasma cutter to cut the pieces I need. Well, here it is. I did some rough passes. I'm gonna have to grind all that down to make it look good. But you can see it's a much cleaner setup where you don't see all the edges. So that's what it's gonna look like. I know you guys can't see much with the sun glare, but it does look a lot better from outside. A lot cleaner look. Well guys, this little spot up here, it's been bugging me for a little while. It needs to be filled up. So I'm gonna have to make sure that I have a good pattern for this. And the best way to do this is use a hammer. Here it is, guys. You can clearly see the pattern. All I need to do is just cut it up and put it on steel and weld it on. Okay, so I'm gonna have to fix a couple of things on the body. There's a dent. I'm not sure if you see it. Right here where it warped in a little bit. Now if I run this ruler across, you can see that is not straight. So when I weld it in, this panel warped a little bit. So there's quite a bit of a recess from here to here. So what I have to do is I'm gonna have to come in with a plasma cutter, and I'm gonna have to make a cut down to leave some material. There's a little bit of a indent here too, so I'm gonna have to slice like that, and I have to re-weld it in and then do the body work later. That's the only way to take care of that dent. Okay, so immediately after I made the cut, everything came back out this natural state, which is the straight line. So I went in and put a couple of weld beats on it. You can see that the panel is completely straight now. You can see the huge gap on top. So after I made all this weld passes, I'm gonna come up here and try to pull this out to line up with this line right here. Now I'm gonna make the weld, and that's it. The dent is fixed. All right, so the warping issue has been taken care of, but you see there's a lot of weld beats. So right, I'm gonna have to grind it all back down again, and then it's not completely flat, but it's good enough for me to just put a thin layer of Bondo on it and do some body work. But it's as good as it's gonna get. Okay, so I need a little break from the body, so I'm gonna work on the center console for a little bit. So what's left to do here is the recess for the water bottle and the drinks. So I flipped the console upside down so I can put the recess underneath. And these I cut out the exhaust pipe, and that's the right size for a water bottle. So I marked where it's supposed to be cut and still leave room for when I mount it. I want to make sure I have enough clearance. Now over here, these are bigger, so there's more room on the passenger side. But if this thing is fully round, it's not enough room. So I have to make it A-shaped a little bit on both of them. And I'm able to put in here and still have enough clearance for mounting and not having this in the way. So the plan is I'm gonna go cut this right here with a plasma cutter and use the cutout to put on the bottom, and I'm gonna weld this to this. So I'm gonna end up with a recess with a piece on the bottom to retain the drinks bottle. I'll go ahead and get it cut. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm gonna put this, since it's not really coming through, So I'm gonna place it just like that. I'm put a beater weld all around it. And I'm gonna put this piece that we cut out from the other side, put it on top. I'm gonna weld that. So when you tip this thing over, this is just gonna be a recess. This is being the bottom. So I flipped the centerpiece over, and this is what it looks like. So this is the driver's side. You can see the cup holders right there. It's a little bit bigger than a water bottle, so I think it will fit like a standard Coke bottle on there. So which is nice. And then here's some really bigger ones that you can put like really big stuff in there, whatever you want to do. Here it is. So I just have to make like a complete pass over the top and then grind it back down. Getting towards the end of the day, so I'm just gonna stop it here and then we'll pick it up at another time. Well guys, it's getting pretty late in the afternoon. I'm just gonna call it for the day and then we'll just continue to work on it. Now tomorrow I actually have to come to work, so I'm not gonna be doing anything tomorrow, but the day after I might have a chance to work on this project again. I'll give you guys further updates, so just be sure to tune in the next few days and get another update. I appreciate you guys tuning in to KT Garage. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. Thank you.